Hello everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. Today's video we're going to be doing is, could Therizinosaurs survive on Skull Island? So let's get started, shall we? Bipiosaurs. For their diet, herbivore, and for their environment and habitat, they will live in conifers, subtropical and temperate upland forests, ferns, and horsetails. Erlikosaurus. For their diet, fruits and other foliage. Now, Erlikosaurus and found a relatively weak bite force compared to the other theropods. As a whole, the musculature of the jaws, which primarily function to close the jaws, generates a total force of 374 and 570 newtons, but only a small portion is actually used when biting because the bite force starts to decline as the distant of the bite point is to the jaw joint. Now for its lowest force at the snout tip with 43 to 65 newtons, and the highest at the last maxillar tooth region is 90 to 134 newtons. Factors like the presence of the large gut to process vegetation and lack of damage patterns on the teeth. And it is revealed that Erlikosaurus could open its mouth to a 43-degree angle at maximum. Also includes other carnivorous theropods like Allosaurus and T-Rex. From comparison, it was indicated that carnivorous dinosaurs had wider jaw gaps than herbivores, much as modern carnivorous animals do today. Other bite forces like Pliosaurus and Stegosaurus were tested in order to estimate dietary habits. The resulting bite force for Erlikosaurus was between 50 to 121 newtons, with the skull characterized by high sustainability to stress and deformation that indicates a feeding behavior specialized in active use of the beak. And for its environment and habitat, they would live in lesser semi-arid climate, meanders and lakes, fluvial lacuaries. Non-Shangosaurus. For their diet, herbivore, and environment, it would live in warm, humid, subtropical floodplain. Nemyangosaurus. Diet, herbivore, and for their environment, they would live in warmer, steamier, and had a little ice. Northornicus. For their environment, they will live in tropical jungle environment with forests and open plains. And for their diet, variety of plants. But they will have to watch out for predators to small to mid-sized or even large predators. Sagnosaurus. For their environment, they will live in Medarin rivers and lakes on alluvial plain, semi-arid climate. And for their diet, it is unknown what their diet is. There are studies that it says that it was herbivore or omnivore. Well, the previous diet of this one was thought to eat termites, gather fruits. It's still unknown. Zoochosaurus. For their environment, lowland-like environments with coastal conditions. And for their diet, they would herbivore, and last but not least, one of the largest, Therizinosaurs. For its diet, foliage like scrubs and from leaves from trees. It is noted for similarities in their respective body plan, even though they form part of the different groups. Both genera had large, well-developed, and relatively strong arms. The pelvic girdle was robust and suited for a sitting behavior, and the hind limb, partially the foot, structure was robust and shortened. It is considered these adaptations to represent as an example of convergent evolution, a condition where organisms evolve similar traits without necessarily being related between extinct mammal and dinosaur genera. Moreover, the body plan is somewhat exhibited by modern day gorillas. Because of the animals with this type of body plan are known from the represent herbivores. Large amounts of force and effort, as its arms were long enough to touch the ground during certain stances. They could have helped the dinosaur to rise from a prone position if browsing in a bipedal stance. Therizinosaurus may have been able to reach even higher vegetation, supported by its short and robust feet, whereas the Calicitherium was more suited to hook branches. The Therizinosaurus was much better at pushing large clumps of foliage because of its long claws. It is also possible that Therizinosaurus was less capable of great precision in its movements than was Calicitherium, due to the latter having more developed brain, dental, and musculature capacity. And for their claws, and it's speculated that it's used for self-defense against predators. Like others said it was for display. You'll have to watch out for predators like V-Rex, juvenile V-Rexes. But it will have to prey on a sick, injured, or an old individual. But Therizinosaurs is very a slow runner, but it will stand its ground, and it will will defend itself if necessary. And for habitat and environment, they will live in meandering and barred rivers with extensive woodlands, large closed canopy-like forests. And that's it for every Therizinosaur. Could they survive? Well, there's still a chance, given the right conditions, and they will have to take niche partitioning, specialized in generalists, and they will have to evolve a more robust body in their claws to be more thick and more blunt. Others will switch diets between herbivore, omnivore, or even a piscivore. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and see you later, guys.